Hey, good morning. What's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in LBTS. Lovely LBTS. Lovely day out there. Got some fish floating around. The water quality is just awesome. Got some Bermuda chubs and some jacks kind of running around there, skipjacks, and don't see too many snook down there today, but God, what a beautiful day. Makes me wish I lived underwater sometimes. Oh boy. And let's move along to what we're going to talk about today. But first, metals are kind of sideways. Again, not a lot to talk about. God, I've been saying this for a little while. Not too much in the news on precious metals. Not a lot of people have been writing. I think it's just that August, September, slow months, and this is typical. Even if I'm looking out on the street outside my business, I notice that traffic is much slower. And again, that's the time of year for it. But I'm going to get into another subject about wealth preservation and a few things. Just kind of touch on subjects we've talked about so many times before, and what the good deals are and what's not good deals, what you should probably buy and what you should probably avoid. Again, just my opinion from an experienced precious metal and rare coin dealer that's been doing this since, 1977, I believe. And I've got, I got some things to say, and I think I've got some good valid points that many other people don't have. And as far as experience goes, I've got experience, unlike many people that on YouTube and many people that write articles on precious metals. I've got experience in this field. Again, in the physical markets, I'm not an experienced trader as far as ETFs or day trading with the stuff, or graphs even to some degree. I understand them basically, but my expertise is in buying and selling the real stuff, the precious metals, buying from wholesale dealers, selling to wholesale dealers, buying from retail people, from the public and selling to the public. And knowing what the good products are, who the players are in the physical markets, what it should look like, what's the best deals. I mean, that's my experience that I can outshine most other people out there. And let's take a look at markets, and I'll stop bragging about myself. Overnight, again, look at that, kind of sideways. It's hanging in this 1800 area, 1810 to 1817. Doesn't seem to have broken that 1820 mark. Again, just a matter of time before it. Not even a matter of time. All these marks are going to be broken pretty handily. I wouldn't be surprised if we see all these numbers double at some point here in the future. It's just a matter of when, not if. Silver hanging around that $24 range, and 2406 to 2424. And platinum, 992 to 1,000. I got a sneaking suspicion that we're going to see markets take off sometime in September, maybe after that, October. But I think things are getting really heated up out there. Supplies as far as precious metals go, right now not too bad, and gold and silver premiums have come down quite a bit. However, the buying from the public has tapered off. But I will tell you, there's been no capitulation by retail gold and silver people. They're buying slowly. Some of them backed off buying. A lot of people have already made, they're already all in as far as the money they have, the extra money they had that was going to go into precious metals. So they're in the waiting place, the waiting right now, and kind of the waiting game. And again, don't get stuck in the waiting place. Oh, I'm waiting for it to go up or double or triple. Remember, again, what this video is going to be about. The rest of this video is going to be about wealth preservation. If you keep wealth preservation in your mind and you understand how important it is to preserve your wealth, then gold and silver is basically a no-brainer. Physical gold and silver, owning it is a no-brainer. Because once you paid your premiums, you don't have to pay anyone to store it. You don't have to pay anyone to manage it. You don't have to pay anyone to send you a 1099 every year to let you know whether you made money or didn't. You don't have to trust someone else to hold your metal for you, which is the number one thing. Third-party risk. And I don't care how well-intentioned and how good the company is. I'm done with third-party risk. I mean, I dealt with a company I trusted, and they were a great company. Someone else took them down, and they took my money with them, and it wasn't their fault. So third-party risk, even by the most well-intentioned best people is a bad idea, folks. Hold it on your own. You can trust yourself at least. Let's look at markets again. 2406 to 2424. Sideways 9. Platinum touched that below that $1,000 level for a little bit overnight. 992 to 1,000. Kind of looking at platinum has been leading the way a little bit, seems like, and shows a down today. I think we're going to just see down and slightly sideways markets. However, Fridays and Mondays are coming up, and they love to monkey hammer on Fridays and Mondays. And what does that mean? Don't be fearful. Buy the frickin' dips. And if you're already bought in, like I said earlier, this is about wealth preservation. Just ride this through. You're going to see prices way higher than this sometime in the future here. Hey, let's move along to my subject today, which is you work hard to build your business. You work hard, period. Whether you own a business or whether you work an hourly wage or whether whatever it is, you work hard for your money. Don't let someone rip it away from you. And when I say someone, it's unlikely it's going to be theft. If you've lived long enough, you've learned how to kind of secure your wealth. It's going to be from the people you trust. That are going to rip you off mostly. And I'm sorry to say, I don't mean it in a bad way, but it's going to be governments and central bankers, more or less, are going to rip it away from you. The central bankers, by debasing the currency, buying less and less, putting us in these huge bubbles, encouraging people to spend in bubbles where they're probably going to lose it all to one of these bankers' friends. And as far as government goes, just boneheaded decisions. They're just boneheads, man. They have... I don't want to go there. I'm talking about wealth preservation. So my point here is you work hard, man. And you work. Do you work hard to take your money to the casino, or do you go buy scratch-off tickets with your entire salary every week? No, you don't. You pay your bills. What do you do with that excess money? Do you worry about preserving your wealth? Are you trying to get rich quick? A lot of younger folks that's pretty typical. Younger folks can take a bigger risk. So if you're in your 20s and your 30s, your early 30s, your early 20s, you can take a risk. You can go out there and play the casino a little bit, play these speculative assets like Bitcoin, but as you get older, you want to preserve your wealth. You want to make sure that when your income days stop and you sell your business or you stop working, that you don't have to rely on Social Security, because trust me, that you don't want to rely on Social Security. Trust me on that. I've seen too many examples of elderly folks that thought they could use that as a backup, and they're barely living folks. So you want to preserve the money that you make. So if you're in your 20s and your 30s and you made a ton of money in cryptos, that's fantastic. Or you made a ton of money in equities, or you made a ton of money in real estate, or you made you made a lot of money, whatever it may be. Gold and silver is about wealth preservation. It's about taking that money you made at the casino, or you made in equities, or you made in the housing market. It's about taking that money, sticking some of it aside, and preserving your wealth with it. Old school guys used to say that 10%, 15% of your investments should be in precious metals. Again, I'm not an investment advisor, but in the early days when I used to listen to investment advisors, when gold was hot in the 80s, that was one of the things they would say. Gold, 10 to 15% of your portfolio, and I've even heard people say 20% if you really feel bullish and everything looks like it's falling apart around you. But remember, wealth preservation. You want to do this to preserve your wealth. This is real important to understand the difference. You work hard for your money, and you got to sit there and think like this, guys. How do I preserve this? I mean, can I use a certain segment of this stack right here to go out and reinvest? And reinvest means, solid fundamental investments, or maybe even casinos if you're good at it, if you're good at cryptos. But again, once you've taken this little stack off the table, you put some of this right here in your wealth preservation for precious metals, and you take this top stack, you reinvest it, take a vacation, or whatever you want to do, pay your bills. However, once you start taking this money and making more money with it, again, reinvest it into something that preserves your wealth. Besides, look at gold and silver as preserving wealth first, as an investment second. Okay, make your money in your other investments. The money you make there, preserve it with gold and silver. Just think of gold and silver simply as wealth preservation. You won't get hurt. You'll be fine that way. If you start thinking of it as an investment or get rich quick, you're screwed. You're in the wrong market, folks. And again, I know most all of you that are listening to me know this already. I'm just kind of explaining this to some of the new folks and maybe some younger folks out there that may be listening to me. So really, this is the kind of stuff you want to buy for wealth preservation. This is, gold and silver bars. You don't want ETFs. You don't want, unless, again, you are good at playing that game in that market. I don't like ETFs because it's third-party risk, and it's not real gold or silver. I don't care what they say. It's not real gold and silver. It's not. That's my personal reasons why I don't want to buy ETFs. Even Sprott, as well-intentioned as he is, I lost money on Sprott. I bought Sprott like 15 years ago when silver was around $14 an ounce, or 12 and $14, right in that range. You would figure, silver being double right now, my Sprott account would be double. But no, I've lost a lot of money in Sprott. Don't ask me how Sprott works, but I know he's an honest guy too, and I know that's an honest company. However, that is not buying gold and silver either, folks. You're buying a piece of paper, even though they say it's allocated. I don't know, maybe the fees ate me up over the years. I just didn't realize it, but that is not the place to put your precious metals in Sprott. And again, forgive me, Mr. Sprott, I think you're a great guy. I mean, maybe if you have an IRA or something like that. If I had my druthers, if I had an IRA, I'd put my money into Sprott rather than SLV or GLD or something like that. However, if you're going to do that, understand that Sprott, you're really not buying an ounce for an ounce. You're buying some kind of trust. I completely misunderstood it when I bought the trust Sprott fund. Completely misunderstood it, obviously, and I don't blame them for it. It was my stupidity, but I'm still miffed at myself, and I'm a little confused. And again, how I bought what I thought was an ETF at 12 and 14 bucks, and 10 years later at $25 silver, it's worth substantially less than what I paid for it. Again, maybe I got ate up with fees. Another good reason not to buy online or ETFs and this kind of thing, even the good ones like Sprott, unless you have. That's your only option for your IRA, and a lot of times in IRAs, that is your only option. So IRAs and other things, but as far as your real wealth, my thing is get your. I don't know. I better not say that, but I like the idea. If you're going to own gold and silver, avoid the paper stuff, even the good ones. Buy the physical bars and stuff. I think you're going to be better off for it. You're not going to pay all the fees. Your fees are up front, and when you go to sell it, little premiums and stuff and discounts. As far as the fees that these companies charge, it's just ridiculous. So. Gold and silver and precious metals is all about building your wealth, folks. Wealth preservation, hanging on to what you have. And it's done an excellent job of that for 5,000 plus years. And if you own it yourself, you lack that third-party risk that so many of us are, all of us have some third-party risk out there. If you put your money in your bank, that's third-party risk. Even if you have the best bank in the world and you love your banker and he smiles at you every time you come in, he can go belly up. He wouldn't even know it. And what's he going to say? I'm sorry, Mr. Jones, your money's not available. That's the nice thing about having why I call it wealth. One of the best forms in the entire world for thousands of years for wealth preservation has been gold and silver, folks. So preserving your money and making sure you have something to retire on, I think it's the best deal. Now, if you want to get speculative and you want to get crazy and you want to, again, young people, or you take a little bit of that extra money, you want to go out and play the casino, there's all kinds of different ways that you can do that. My suggestion is to avoid this market, the crypto casino, at all costs. Again, if you have played the crypto game and you know who the players are and you know how the game is rigged, I can tell you for certain that you probably should play it. I won't say for certain, but if you know how the game is rigged and you know who the players are and you've been making money in cryptos and not losing money, remember, most people that do scratch-off tickets, they never tell you about the 6,000 scratch-off tickets they lost. They'll always tell you about the one they hit big for 10 grand. So if you are genuinely making money in the crypto market, genuinely, and you do know what you're doing and you're getting in and out, oh man, that's great. That's great. It's just like people that really know what they're doing in the stock and metals market. Not just handing it to someone and say, we're not just throwing it there and like the dice and just throwing the dice and say, okay. Oh boy, the phones are really ringing off the hook today. So that's the crypto markets, and again, very speculative and very casino-like. As far as other type investments, I like the. I don't think. If you're buying stocks, or the stock market in general, to me, seems to be a big casino right now. However, I think that if you can locate and find stocks and investments that have solid fundamentals behind them, they may not be, doing like cryptos or other investments that are just going up and up and up and crazy parabolic lines. Solid fundamentals, again, wealth preservation. I think the problem with Bitcoin and getting into markets that you don't understand fully and you don't trade in, that you risk losing. You risk losing it all, folks. Again, you're not going to do that with gold and silver and precious metals. You're never going to wake up in the morning and hear that gold and silver went bankrupt. It's just not going to happen. It's just never going to happen. So get that out of your mind. This is about wealth preservation. As far as buying stuff goes, I'm going to suggest staying away from pre-1933 gold. There's no point in being in pre-1933 gold. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to just move this stupid phone here into the other room so you don't have to hear it ringing 100 times. Sorry about that. Meant to do that earlier. So again, as I said, avoid pre-1933 gold. I'm a numismatist since way back. That's what I started in originally. Rare coins and paper money, world coins, U.S. coins, all this stuff. I was around before certification was around as far as coins go. And I love coins. I love numismatics. I think they're a wonderful, great place to be. But the problem is that oh wow, what a lovely sight that just walked by my front door. I can't tell you though. Oh my gosh, sorry about that. A little that distracted me. So pre-1933 gold is not the place to be, folks. Avoid it like the plague unless you are a coin collector. And then most coin collectors are not going to stack pre-33 gold just to stack pre-33 gold. They're going to be specific on what they buy, and you know, so a lot of people out there are hucking pre-1933 gold under the false on the false assumption. It's not even a false assumption. They know better. Anyone that pushes pre-1933 gold under the auspices that you are going to, that the government's going to confiscate your gold, they are not looking out for your best interest, folks. Period. They are not. I'm a rare coin and precious metals dealer. Trust me. I make more money on rare coins. Rare coins has a higher markup than precious metals. These kind of coins, these pre-1933 gold, has a higher markup, whether it's 10s, 20s, whatever it may be. Way higher markup. In fact, telemarketer companies can mark them up and make a 20% profit on them. You can't do that competitively with gold and silver coins. That's why you're seeing these so-called precious metal experts out there pushing pre-1933 gold because the profit margins are so high. And listen, they are not your friends. I hate to say that. They are not helping you. They are not your friends. If they're pushing pre-33 gold, I'm sorry, folks. It's just they're not doing something in your best interest. Again, if you were a coin collector and you wanted to get into coins, it's great. It's a great hobby. It's a great field. There's great money to be made behind it. It's also a form of wealth preservation too, kind of like art, rare art. But as far as is it better than buying bullion and gold and silver? No, it's apples and oranges, folks. So don't let people convince you that you should be buying pre-1933 gold. Those people are not working for you. They're not looking out for your best interests. And this I can tell you, I'd be happy to debate anybody with this. Anybody. You get me the best expert out there on YouTube or the top person out there that's pushing 1933 gold and that's going to be confiscated. I will debate them online. I'll debate them anywhere they want, and I'll put them in their place because, again, they're not looking out for your interests, folks. Now, if pre-1933 gold was the premiums were reasonable, you know, like $100 over for a $20 gold piece. And these things aren't rare, folks. Trust me. They made millions of these 20s and 10s and 2.5s and 5s. You know, if they were $100 over the price, or maybe even 125, it'd be a little more interesting than buying a gold eagle or something like that. But they're not. They're not. They're $200 and $300 and $400, and they usually try to get you. They get you with a good cheap one at first, and then the salesman will keep calling you back and saying, "Hey, you need to buy this one. You need to buy that one," and their profit margins will keep going up. Again, stay the hell away from pre-1933 gold unless you're a coin collector. And if you're a new coin collector, call me first before you start buying pre-1933 gold. There's kind of some better areas for collectors to put their money. That place is not one of them. Excuse me there. Let me get a little sip of coffee here. Let's move over to what is the place to put your money. And I'm going to kind of do, here's a image search right here. All kinds of people put up some great photos here, all these different companies. Sorry about that. Yes, you want to buy Johnson Matthey bars. These are cool looking bars. You want to buy stuff like that. You want to buy these kangaroos, even if you can get them for a good price. All these gold bars, all these products I'm looking at are a good deal. This is somewhat numismatic. That's a dime they put out in 2016, made out of gold. Some of these you can buy for a little bit over the price of gold, folks. So some U.S. commemoratives that are considered collectors somewhat will be considered. Again, some of these collector-type coins can be a good deal, some of the commemoratives. And this would be one of them, I think. I'd have to take a look and see what the good deals are. Here's gold eagles. Here's gold bars. Krugerrands. By the way, Krugerrands are absolutely the best deal out there in precious metals, in my opinion. And Bars are about $5 cheaper, but I'll get into that a little bit. All these are good products except for Silver Eagles, which I love Silver Eagles, but again, overpriced at the $7 to $9 they're bringing. And I'm going to do my little spiel on what the best deals are right now since I'm on this page. The best deals out there in gold are any legitimate gold coins that are recognized by people in the industry that you can pay less than $100 premium for. $80 or less is even better. I think Krugerrands are, again, within $5 of gold bars. I'm recommending them to my customers. Krugerrands for $5 more. I know $5 is $5, but I think people are a little more confident with the coins than they are with the bars, and for the $5 extra premium, I don't mind doing that, advising that. As far as silver, again, silver, best deals out there are 100-ounce bars. They're spot plus, I think, $3, which is a great freaking deal, considering where they were. Silver Eagles are a terrible deal out there, folks. Still, I love them. Beautiful coins, beautiful product, buy America, but at the premiums they get for them, ridiculous. What's the other good deal? 90% is no longer a great deal. I'm absolutely blown away by the premiums on 90%. So constitutional silver, not a good deal right now unless you are buying less than $500 in the state of Florida. That gets you the sales tax exemption, which does make it a little bit better deal. That's a whole different thing, though. And I think I'm going to get into this little article, and we're going to kind of call it a day after this, talk about the videos and a couple of questions I was asked on there. No gold bull yet. It's kind of interesting that this gentleman was tying in the S&P with the gold price, and he was saying usually the gold price is inversely an inverse relationship to the S&P. So when the S&P is up, gold is typically down. He makes some interesting points though, but the problem is yeah, you can. I see trends too. I see them all the time. I see dead people. That's a movie. I see trends as well. And the thing with trends is that they work until they don't. And you know, as far as the S&P goes, them working in an inverse relationship, it looks like it's true. How long will that last? I'm not really sure. But no less, his point is that as long as the S&P is in a bull, that means that the gold and silver prices, gold has to be in a bear market. But this is not true. And I don't really see the point behind his article there. His final comment down here is, over the past 12 months, a monetary inflation-fueled economic boom has been in full swing. This is not the sort of environment in which gold should perform well. On the contrary, gold tends to come into its own after a boom starts to unravel. That is, after a boom-to-bust transition gets underway. This could happen during the first half of next year. So this gentleman thinks that next year is going to be the time. Short-term predictions I do not like to make. I avoid them like the plague. So I'm not going to even make a short-term prediction here. This guy thinks it's the beginning of the first half of next year. Meanwhile, if it is the first half of next year, this provides people a great opportunity to stack some more gold and silver and precious metals. This is my opinion. And the other thing, too, is when you see these parallels like this between the S&P and gold prices, you know, remember for a long time we were told that for years and years we've been told, well, if interest rates go up and treasuries and stuff and bonds pay more, then that'll suck money out of gold and silver. But that did not happen during 1980. Remember the 79 and 80 market? Interest rates were flying. CDs were 8 to 12% or 8% plus for a CD, for a savings account. Come on. And gold was flying, folks. So, you know, these little trends that people recognize, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Same thing with charts. Charts tell you where you've been, and sometimes it's a good idea to know where you're going. But, you know, again, as I said, stick with the wealth preservation. Stick with preserving your wealth. Don't let someone take it away from you. Make the smart choice. When you make money in speculative investments in your stock market, store that money not in a bank account, not in cash under your bed. Put it in gold and silver, in my opinion. That's how you're going to preserve your wealth. Now, if you want to be speculative, then buy more gold and silver. But meanwhile, just stack it as a form of putting money away. Okay, that's my suggestion. If people are trying to push you into numismatics or push you into buying huge amounts or investing all your money in it, tell them to go away. My opinion again. Good article again, Seeking Alpha. I'm going to start reading more articles from Seeking Alpha. Nothing to talk about in ZH today, mostly political, and I'm going to avoid political unless I think it really ties in here a little bit. As I said, I may do another videos. I may do another video here that delves more into political stuff. Maybe a whole different video. I'll let you know. But meanwhile, let's take a look at yesterday's video, and I'm going to answer a few comments. I'd like to thank all the folks here that watch and comment always, and I appreciate that. Leroy says, Mark, read Mark Levin's new book, American Marxism. I will, but I've got a stack of books here, sir. I'm not sure I'll get to it. I got to be honest with you. Maybe what I'll do is I'll look online and I'll read the Reader's Digest version. Thanks for the suggestion. Good to see you, Master Sensei. And G, ask JPM about silver. Yeah, silver market's pretty crazy. Well, you know, JPM has got a huge amount of silver right now. They are no longer the short position. Silvertard says, what are the YouTube channels I listen to is ITM Trading. They push graded coins quite a bit, but other than that, she has a lot of good information. I got to tell you, you know, if she's pushing graded coins, I have to question the experience there or what the real motivation is. First off, no experienced person is going to push people into pre-1933 gold unless there's a profit motive behind it. And unfortunately, if there's a profit motive, I mean, I'm in it for profit, don't get me wrong. But if you're pushing people into things that really aren't good for them, you're not doing them a service. And again, pre-1933 gold, not a good deal, folks. Michael Matthews says, I like saying, what saying was it? I forgot what I said. Thanks for watching again. Waiting for California stimulus to hit the bank accounts, $1,700. Oh, you're going to take some of that money and buy some precious metals. Good deal, Dewey. I think, again, as I said, it's about wealth preservation. Zipper Victor says, good point about confiscation versus taxation. About the same, kind of, in a way. Confiscation is when they take everything. Taxation is when they take it over time. Thanks for watching. Anonymous says, the fish are a nice distraction. Oh, day 11, I hope you're okay. You sound like you're okay. You feel like you're in purgatory, sir, but I suspect you're over the worst of it, and I hope you get out of there real soon and get well. Thanks for watching, and I hope the fish were a nice distraction, sir. Again, get better soon. Wilfred Vasquez. Hey, I met Will yesterday. Thanks, Will. I appreciate that. Got some KRs from me yesterday and gave him a good deal. I think, again, just what I was telling you, I told Will yesterday that for the extra $5, buy the Krugerrands, not the bars. Again, that's my opinion. The greatest, most beautiful that's ever witnessed. Who said that? That sounds like something that's, I don't know. Thanks for watching, Ghost777. Joey. And it is easier to tell the truth than a lie because there's nothing to memorize, and that's absolutely true. I learned that as a young man in life. You know, lies, it's hard to remember what you lied about, and you get caught more often. Truth is always better up front. Thanks for watching, Joey, and do my coffee thing here. Jesse says, great video, thank you, sir. I've been buying more junk silver lately in gold bars. Again, I like the junk silver, but if you can pick it up and you can pay less than you're paying for generic 1-ounce rounds or some other things, then that's fine. Can't wait for silver price to break, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say blah, blah, blah to you, dude. Can't wait for the silver to break 30 and run. These manipulators are making me really think my silver plays lightly. Oh, well, my grandkids and all this. Sorry about the blah, blah, blah. Oh, gosh, I wasn't trying to do that. Yeah, again, avoid the 90 at this point unless you're getting a really good deal on it. But I think 90's running more money than 1-ounce silver bars. And again, I'd rather see you buy bars. Unless you're in Florida and it's under $500, and then 90's still a better deal because you got to pay 7% if you're buying bars and you're spending under $500 in Florida. Thanks for watching, Jess. I appreciate it. And the good deal that you're giving with your kids, man. This wealth preservation and leaving behind wealth for your kids is a wonderful thing. Carl Warpy says, hi there. At what mintage would you call a coin a collectible? I don't think it's a mintage. You know, if a coin sells close to its bullion price, you know, if a coin melts for $1,000, for example, and it brings $1,100, it's competitively priced as a bullion coin or a 1080. Even if it has a mintage of 1,000, I have bought. I've still got them in my safe. For years I put away a lot of gold from the Caribbean islands and some of the smaller countries that nobody wanted that have mintages of like 300, 500, and 1,000. There's a lot of that stuff out there in foreign gold, and I paid very little over the spot price for it. Now, granted, it might still be worth very little over the spot price, but those things had 500,000 mintages, and I was paying near bullion for them. So just because it has a low mintage doesn't mean that it's a collectible per se. You got to really look at, I mean, you can have a high mintage. You can have something that has 50,000 mintage and still be much rarer than a coin that has 1,000 mintage. What it comes down to is supply and demand. That's the best thing I can tell you, Carl Warpy. Mintage is irrelevant. It's all about supply and demand. Bill Granger says we can't take back our government and return to constitutional one. Those in power is able to fix. No argument there, but I think this is changing. I think the tide's changing. I think people are kind of waking up to this, and even people that supported the new administration are starting to wake up and say, I don't like the way this went down, and I can't blame them. Celtic Knot says, thanks for watching, Bill. Enjoy catching fish, but eating them. I'm an eater, too. I am not a trophy fish guy. I don't go shark fishing. I don't fish for anything I can't eat. Absolutely. And when I catch something, Bill, if I can't eat it, I throw it back in the water, unless I'm going to use it for bait for something bigger that I will eat. Thanks for watching, Celtic Knot. Appreciate it. Hi, G. What's up? In some countries, they just confiscate your gold coins only. Jewelry is allowed by wearing it. Oh, yeah. Most of the Middle East and stuff is mostly well known for jewelry. They don't really do coins and bars per se. Indians and Pakistanis and a lot of folks out there. Bot chain, that's another way. That's like gold coins on a chain. Absolutely, Z. And thanks for watching. Old Koshi says, I would enjoy doing a second video to hear subjects not related to I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about doing a daily show. And I'll let you know, another daily show that kind of does more politics and maybe throws in a little bit of gold and silver. I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure, too, starting another channel is going to... starting this one and getting even the amount of subscribers I have right now has been hard. So I'm not sure starting another channel is the way to go. Maybe. I'll let you know. You guys will be the first to know if I start another channel. Hey, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. I'm a local dealer only, so if you don't live in my area, unfortunately, I can't deal with you. But if you come down and visit me, I can, and we're here 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays. Also, if you got any questions for me, you don't live in my area, please put it in comments. I'd be happy to answer it for you. And, if you're local and stuff, feel free to call me anytime between 10 and 4, Mondays through Fridays. If you're coming in to buy something and you want to know what the best deal is, happy to help you out with that. And again, if you've got just questions and you don't live in my area, please put it in the comments. I'm really pretty good at answering them. And if it's something really emergent, you really need to call me, go ahead. I may not always have time to talk, but feel free to call me if it's something you really, if someone's trying to rip you off or sell you something that's crazy, give me a call, even if you don't live in my area. I'll try to help you out there. Well, that's really about it. Thanks for watching. Again, Brian Kuzmar, Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. We're open 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays. Call me anytime at 954-493-8811 between the hours of 10 and 4. Happy to help you out. That's really about it. Thanks for watching, folks, and you all have a great day. Talk to you soon.